I ended up adopting Smokey in a parking lot the night before I brought him to you because they couldn't get him to you. And also there was a little worry about whether that was a shelter or not, and you can't treat shelter cats. So anyway, he ended up in front of you and you agreed to treat him. And unlike Miss Bean, he went on to become one of the 7, I think, out of that 20 who survived. I think 7 out of 20 in the first trial, correct?
That's right. That's correct. You have to realize that first trial with GC376, everything was unknown. We had no idea the dosage other than ballpark figures. We had no idea how long they should be treated. We had no idea of the problem of neurologic and ocular spread of the virus and the difficulty in getting effective drug levels into the brain and into the eyes. So these were all things that were discovered during this trial with 20-some cats on GC376. So this trial actually, we were able to save 7 cats and cure, and Smokey was one of those 7, yes. But you have to realize that a lot of learning was done. The drug was precious. It was being almost virtually handmade in Yan Jiang's laboratory at Kansas State. And we had to be careful that we didn't waste it. It was very precious, the amount of drug we were given. And so as a result of this trial with GC376, we were able to take everything we learned from this trial and with Smokey and apply it to the subsequent trial with GS 44156, which was a wholly different type of drug. It was an RNA inhibitor. And so we knew at that point, based on results of the GC376 trial, that we had to treat much longer. We still didn't know how long, but we knew it had to be much longer than 2 to 4 weeks. We knew that cats with pre-existing ocular and neurologic disease were going to be more difficult to treat because of the inability to get effective blood levels into the brain and into the eyes. We knew that young cats with wet FIP were much more had a much more favorable prognosis based on Smokey, who was one of those more acute wet FIP cases. And so a lot of background information was learned by GC376 trial and by Smokey. So we were able then to do the GS study and basically cure both neurologic and dry FIP as well as wet FIP cases. And we also learned that it was a long slog. It would take up to 12 weeks of treatment, but we were able to save most of them. So I guess what I'm saying is that the GC376 trial, although saving 7 out of 20-some cats was not as favorable as what we saw with GS, if that trial was indispensable for our success with the GS trial. It set the basis. We learned so much. And if we had to test GC376 again, I'm confident that we'd see much higher favorable treatment success than we saw in that original trial.